Hello and welcome back to another video. I am so glad you're here. On this channel, I talk about news, controversies, and drama on the bookish side of the internet, and I certainly hope you will stick around. So as you know from the title and thumbnail, we are talking about Christina Kaye once again. She continues to be an unrepentant con artist, so I'm here to keep talking about her, to stop unsuspecting authors from getting scammed as best I can. So in late October, she made this 10-minute TikTok that, I'm sorry to say, I'm about to make you watch, but I will be interjecting to break it up a bit. So let's just jump right in.
TikTok probably won't show this video to anyone, and I might even get shadow banned, but I'm gonna post it anyway.
Okay, sorry. But she really refuses to recognize that no one watches her videos because no one likes her, not because of, like, TikTok.
After 6 years, 2 accounts, over 120,000 followers, and 1.6 million video likes, I'm saying goodbye to TikTok.
Sure, Jan.
I know this might come as a surprise to you, especially those of you who have been following me for a long time and have been highly engaged in my account, and thank you for that. As you probably know, this is my second account on TikTok. My first account under @bookbossofficial, it blew up in 2020, all from just one post. It was Destiny's Child survivor story. I'm a survivor. It just blew up. It was insane. But then I accidentally locked my phone when I bought a new one in 2024. Thanks so much, TikTok support, for telling me you couldn't help me just start a new account. After that, I had to start over from scratch.
So, yeah, that's not exactly what I recall happening. My recollection is that people started flooding all her comment sections on all of her videos talking about what a scam artist she was. So she decided she needed to start over. And in fact, she even made a video saying that she switched accounts, and interestingly, didn't mention a single word about TikTok support or whatnot. So for transparency...
Hey authors, Christina Kaye here from Book Boss Academy. In case you're wondering where in the world I went, and why you're not seeing content from this account lately, it's because I don't use it anymore. Please go find and follow me @bookbossofficial, where I now post every day, and I go live several times a week, including tonight in just about an hour, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So follow me there. I follow back, especially if you have an authorish account.
So yeah, do with that what you will.
And this second account, although it's smaller, has meant the world to me. The community here, my followers, my friends, you guys, you have been incredible, real, supportive, exactly the kind of people that I love working with and who remind me every single day why I do what I do. But I'd be lying if I said it's been easy the whole time. Between the constant algorithm shifts and the brutal online hate campaign leveled against me in 2022 by a bunch of trolls. Yeah, that one.
So we all know who she's talking about, and we all know what really happened, but go off, I guess, Christina.
It's been a lot, and there were dark times. I spent a year defending myself against completely libelous, unfounded lies started by 2 competitors and a former disgruntled employee, and all that spiraled and snowballed into thousands of strangers, especially on Reddit, claiming I'm a scam artist, I'm too brutally honest, I'm a bigot, even though both my daughters are gay openly and have been for years, and I love them and their partners and support them.
So first of all, having queer kids doesn't mean you aren't a bigot, even if you still love them. Secondly, we saw in writing her talking about what a generous and kind person she was because she accepted her former employee Coda and his husband even though his agenda and lifestyle is 180 degrees opposite from her own personal ideals and social and religious beliefs. And yes, people can grow and change, but she did in fact say this, and I'm not inclined to give her the benefit of the doubt.
1,000%. These people don't know me. I still get those hateful comments every now and then, but I just choose to ignore them because I refuse to let hatred and ignorance silence me. I felt more connected to you on this platform, on this account, than anywhere else until lately. TikTok just doesn't feel the same anymore. Everyone knows that this app is all about the ups and the downs and the trending and then the crash. And my videos used to always bounce back after a slump. But lately, nope, not at all. My reach has completely flatlined, no new followers, maybe 200 views on my most recent several videos. The post that sealed the deal for me was one I posted just a couple days ago. If you haven't seen it, it was great. Go watch it. It's the one a few back that says, why I'm thankful my husband knocked up the side piece he met on Craigslist.
And that is what she's saying is great. Cool.
That post blew up everywhere else. Substack, even Facebook, Instagram. But here on TikTok, my favorite or formerly favorite channel, 120 views. That's it. 0 comments, 0 likes. And that's when I sat there and
So I wouldn't be the mediocre amateur reporter I pretend to be if I didn't show you the Instagram post that also has 0 comments. I can't tell you how many likes and views because those are hidden, but like, I highly doubt they blew up as she says.
thought to myself, okay, message received. And so I'm choosing to step away, not in anger, still in peace, because my mission has not changed and it never will. I am still here and will be as long as the good Lord lets me to help indie authors like you write their books, prepare them for publication, grow their reader fan base, and successfully launch them. The only difference is I'm taking that and I'm putting it somewhere completely new to me. Right now, I am doubling down on, you ready for it? Substack. And if you're
Spoiler alert, her Substack isn't doing well either. Dear Substack, please connect me with anyone who will finally like, restack, or comment on any of my content. Yours truly, me. And I feel like we need to read the one above it that says, that's it, I've had enough. Time to expose predatory scammers who are ripping indie authors off for thousands of dollars daily and getting away with it. Watch this. We'll get back to that.
And if you're a writer and you're not on Substack, what the hell are you doing with your career? It is the new creative home for writers of every kind. Think newsletter meets blog, meets social media feed, all in one space. Until October 31st, just a few days from now, you can subscribe to my Substack totally free. After that, it's $8 a month, which less than 2 Starbucks, right? So hurry up and hit the link in my bio after you finish this. I have 3 huge announcements to go along with this farewell post. The first one is the one I just said goes along with Substack. In mid-January, I'm reviving my top 10 ranked podcast, formerly known as Successfully Self-Published, right there on Substack with season 4, announcement number 2. I do have 2 coaching slots available if you want help.
2 slots, guys. Time to hop on it. You might never get this exclusive opportunity again.
Getting your book ready for a successful publication, growing your reader fan base, and launching your book and your career, then let's chat. I don't do sales calls, as you know. What I do instead is I offer free indie author rescue calls. They're 30-minute, get to know you, no bullshit, no strings attached, no pressure calls. All you have to do to book your free indie author rescue call is head to my link in bio, or you can always go to my website, ChristinaKaye.com. And personally, the most exciting announcement is number 3. The Essential Author Planner is finally here. Okay, almost finally here. We're talking weeks though. I designed and developed the first ever comprehensive luxury spiral bound all-in-one planner just for authors. It walks you through every single step of brainstorming your idea, nailing it down, outlining and plotting it, writing the book, growing your reader fan base. I mean, book marketing, self-publishing, everything. And then at the back third is where you plan everything that I've taught you in the beginning. The digital version.
So it's just weird that she is so, like, I don't know, adamant that this will work, this will tell you everything, when she started the video by saying she's leaving TikTok because she can't get any traction. Like, why would you trust someone that says that to be able to do it for you? Secondly, guys, this planner costs $74 full price. As I am filming this, it's listed at 50% off, and, you know, who knows if that's just a marketing tactic to make it seem like you're getting a bargain, but even so, like, that's insane. And this is nothing but me being petty, but under personalization, it says, please confirm that you understand this is a pre-order listing and your planner will not ship till January by typing understood here. It feels just like kind of condescending. Like, it says pre-order. People don't need to like vow to you that they, I don't know. I don't like it.
Has been selling in my Etsy shop for 2 years. It has sold over 2,000 copies with a straight 5-star review and ranking. If you grab from my Etsy shop the pre-order for this planner, which ships in early January, you're only going to pay $37. That's half of regular retail. It is going to sell in January for $74. And if you compare that to Erin Condren and Emily Lay, which are beautiful, but they're still just planners. According to one reviewer, this is like having an author coach sitting by your side when you write every day.
So if this is as good as she says it is, she's going to put herself out of business. And again, sorry, being a petty Betty again, but the digital version actually doesn't have a single review. So I'm not sure where she's getting this whole like straight 5-star reviews thing from, you know? Like, she's clearly just talking out her ass.
You also get free shipping in the US. Free shipping. And these bad boys are going to come in a beautiful, they're being worked on now, a beautiful keepsake style shipping box. The first 100 who pre-order the Essential Author Planner are going to get this goodie bag. It's worth over $100.
So do we think she's like shaking the bag like that so we can't see what's in it? Because what in the hell is worth $100 in there?
So again, to pre-order the Essential Author Planner, get all the goodies, the low price, the free shipping, you have to go to my Etsy store, theauthorswagshop.etsy.com. It's time to say goodbye. But it's not goodbye forever. It's just a pivot to a place that feels a lot more aligned with where I am now and where indie authors can actually thrive. You can always reach me on my other channels. I'm still on Instagram and Facebook at Christina Kaye Official. Substack is at Christina Kaye Official. And you can always email me directly. You're never bothering me. hello@ChristinaKaye.com. And my website, if you want to bookmark it, you should, ChristinaKaye.com. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart for the love, the laughs, the support, and even the chaos. For the last 6 years, you have been a huge part of my story. And I hope in some small way that I am part of yours too. Stop waiting for somebody to open the door to your career in publishing. Instead, kick in the door, Do it your damn self. Later. Love ya. Bye.
So as you may have predicted, this didn't last long. This video is now deleted, so I can't see the exact date it was posted, but I do know based on when I downloaded it that it was no more than a week before this next video I'm going to show you, where she decides to come back. So it's just her with some music, but the caption says, "Should I come back to TikTok? I stepped away from this app about a month ago, and I gotta be honest, I miss my people here. If you want me to start posting again daily free tips on how to sell, not just write, your books, show me some love and like this post, share this, save this post, comment 5+ words." And that has 2 likes and 0 comments. But I guess that was enough encouragement for her to backtrack on everything she just said in that 10-minute video and come back to TikTok, because she's been posting consistently since then. I do have another video of hers to show you, but let's take a break and hear from a couple of authors she luckily wasn't able to scam, but whom she really tried to. So in this first one, the author doesn't actually mention her by name, but like, it's pretty clear who she's talking about. In addition to all the comments, you know, saying like, "Oh, I know this is Christina Kaye." So this one was posted on November 9th.
PSA for my indie author babes. Well, everybody, but especially indie authors. So yesterday, I had a meeting with someone. I'm not going to mention her name, but if you ask me in DMs, I'll tell you. And she was someone that I had just come across on TikTok, and I had watched one of her videos and commented on it, and she sent me a message, and she was like, "Hey, you know, just chatting me up for a minute." And then she was somebody who was doing like an author coaching thing. And I was like, "Okay, great." She was like, "Do you want to have like a meeting or something this weekend?" And I was like, sure, that's fine. So I met with her yesterday. And I mean, were there some red flags from the get-go? Yes. Was she a little MLM-y? Yes. But also she was really easy to talk to, and she was really sweet and seemed genuine. And she seemed to have a lot of experience and expertise with stuff. And, you know, if I took her at face value for everything that she was saying. And so I got off the call with her, and I felt really good about it. And I was talking to my husband. But before I did anything, I decided to Google her. Boy, am I glad I Googled her. She does this a lot and has scammed a lot of people. And the second that you tell her no, she gets nasty. And so when she sent me the proposal, and then before I even responded to it, a couple hours later, she had sent something else that was like, "I'll give you an extension on the money off, and as long as it's by noon tomorrow instead of midnight, because I know that you've got stuff going on and I've got stuff going on." And it was very MLM hun stuff, you know. "Last one, be quick. I'm not trying to pressure you, but you'll get $1,000 off," you know. And I very politely told her that was just not what my husband and I had talked. That's just not what we had decided that we were going to do right now. But thank you, and I wish you luck. And she sent back, "I don't need luck." I was like, okay, well, but just be careful. Just be careful with people, because after I started listening to some of the videos and stuff about this person and the things that they've done, like, they get crazy vindictive, and you never know who you're just going to accidentally interact with who seems like a genuine person, and then they're not, and then they go out there and try to ruin your entire life. So I'm not going to mention her name here, but if anyone ever approaches you and you want to be like, "Is that person?" message me, because I'll let you know. Because she love bombs and comes across very genuine and sweet to start with, and then immediately flips on you. It's hard enough to be an indie author out here without having people preying on you. But apparently that is something that we need to worry about. Also, she had these bizarre ideas about if you didn't launch with her, that you needed to take your book down and completely redo it with her and then relaunch with her, because if it didn't take off in the first 7 days, that Amazon was going to shadow ban you. Ma'am, the Amazon is not doing anything for me in the first place. The only reason that I get any of the readers that I get is because of work that I am doing. I am driving customers to them. She also went on this thing about people shouldn't do ARC readers, and in some ways I kind of agreed with her with that, because it was just, doing ARC readers was a mess, but like it's still industry standard. I don't know. The whole thing was just a little bit upsetting, and I wanted to tell other indie authors that you gotta be careful out here. It sucks.
So yeah, still doing the same shit all the time. And I mean, sure, maybe she's not talking about Christina, but if she's not, then I want the name of this other person, because I feel like I gotta make a video about her. But I mean, I feel confident in saying that that's Christina. So here is another video posted on November 13th, but the author does actually mention her by name.
Okay, so this is just a quick message for other indie authors. I had a message from an account that followed me. I followed them back. They seemed legit, seemed like an author, complimented my pen name, asked me a couple questions, and I was like, oh, cool. Nice to meet other like-minded people. And then they're like, hey, do you want a free 15-20 minute call to work on branding? And I was like, no, I'm okay, thank you though, I'm not really interested in that. And she's like, so you don't want help from a 20-year veteran? And I was like, honestly, we've just had so many scams on here that, like, I just don't take the chance anymore. Immediately, as soon as I said scam, blocked me and told me that I don't know anything, and I'm just one of those indie authors that thinks they know everything, they don't need anyone's help, and that I need to just give it up because I'm going to keep fooling myself with my 600 followers. So, just if you see this name, maybe just ignore them, block them, whatever you think is appropriate.
All right, guys, the Christina break is over. We've got another video to break down. So this one on the screen, it's a response to a reply that's from someone named Olivia Cornwell Author. And the comment that she had left on a previous video says, where are you finding that betas and ARC readers are bad? Truly, I've used both and they've been so great. Betas help catch any last minute bumps, especially if you find readers of, and it does cut off, but you get the gist of what, you know, she was trying to say.
Well, I knew this question was coming, and it's a good one. I love you, but we've got to have an honest conversation. Look, the idea of beta readers, maybe even alpha readers, it's adorable. But here's the actual reality here on planet Earth. Studies have proven.
It's so weird to me how she thinks she's right when literally this is a standard practice. Like, she thinks she knows better than everyone else in the industry. What am I talking about? Of course she does.
Very recently, that all successful indie authors are publishing 3 to 4 books a year minimum.
Can you tell me more about these studies? Who conducted them? What is she talking about?
You don't have time to go on some scavenger hunt looking for people who might read your manuscript if they respond, might finish it, and might give you feedback. Now, let's switch gears and talk about ARC reviewers. This one's a hard no. You could line up 20 seemingly amazing ARC reviewers and then maybe five actually follow through.
So, like, you just plan for that. Is it a bummer? Sure, but I highly doubt that most authors send out ARCs and actually believe that every single one of those people is going to write a review.
Amazon, as in Amazon, is on full crackdown mode right now. They are hunting down what they call bad actors, AI generated or bot written or even paid for reviews. And they're using clever keywords in their algorithm to trip the wire. Do we know what all of those tripwire keywords are? We know like for, in exchange for, free in exchange for, I was gifted, things like that. Even Jeff Bezos came out and said that they are making buyer trust an absolute top priority.
Two things. Did she just say Jeff Bezos? And secondly, is she using him as like the height of ethical behavior? Because...
And that there's no place for manipulated, untrustworthy reviews. If Amazon thinks the review is shady looking, they're going to pull that review, and that's at a bare minimum. They can suspend your account, they can pull your book, take away your ability and your right to publish on their platform. And since 87% of all books sold in the entire world are sold through Amazon, and it's where you need to be, imagine losing your entire author career because of a review that some rando wrote, no matter how well-intentioned, with just one banned keyword.
Okay, authors weigh in here. Is this a thing that actually happens? That like one flagged review can get Amazon to remove your entire library and ban you from selling your books there? Because that seems kind of insane, and like, you know, I wouldn't put anything past Amazon, but this seems kind of like a scare tactic.
Amazon is even saying that they are quickly moving toward allowing nothing but verified purchase reviews. No, I don't recommend beta reviewers or alpha reviewers, and I don't recommend ARC reviewers at all. Not because I'm mean, not because I'm gatekeeping. I have no dog in that fight. I say this to help you because you deserve a safe and fast and professional path forward that doesn't burn your time, waste your money, ruin your reputation, or destroy your entire career. Do you agree? Do you disagree?
Ow.
Are you mildly or grossly offended? Or are you silently shaking your head, yeah, girl? I want to hear it. The good, the bad, the ugly. So drop them.
Okay, so first of all, I don't like to comment on people's appearances, but she does not have the fake eyelashes on in this video, and she looks so much prettier in my opinion, and that's all I'm gonna say, and I already feel weird about that. And yeah, so anyways, now we're gonna read the comments, but before you start to think that she actually got real engagement on this post, the only person who commented was the person whose comment she was replying to with this video. So she says, "We don't need to be snarky and condescending about this either though. We can discuss it easily as professionals." And Christina says, "If you don't feel my vibe, fine. Stop engaging with my content. Thanks. Politely, of course." And then she says, "And yet you follow me? That's how I teach. Don't like it? You're free to..." I'm guessing she meant unfollow. And Olivia says, "I don't mean to overstep at all. Civil author/writer discussions are something I enjoy, and I found your thoughts interesting to discuss. Apologies if I crossed a line. Have a good evening." Like normal things. "I appreciate you taking the time to reply. I simply didn't appreciate being talked down to and treated like a child. But I think we likely won't see eye to eye here. Have a blessed day, ma'am." And Christina says, "I don't talk down to anyone. If you felt that way, maybe it's a you thing." And she said, "We can still be polite when we have a discussion though." And Christina does a question mark. And then Olivia comes back with this and says, "Betas and alphas aren't meant to replace editing. I get wanting to publish quickly, but then it feels like quantity over quality. Beta readers, when chosen well, can provide amazing insights as readers before you publish. They're like a trial run, not an editor mindset, but a reader. I totally get ARC reader responses can be 50-50, but again, you can easily vet them. Betas/alphas and ARC readers won't damage anything if you're careful and learn how to find them. Cultivate that community, ask for total honesty. I had the best alpha readers even because I asked them to rip my novel apart. I built friendships and they offered amazing advice. ARC readers could go either way, but definitely have their place. I'd consider at least beta readers to be crucial, but it's definitely important to build the relationships. Use caution as you would picking editors or coaches or artists, but they won't damage your reputation if you know what to look for in readers." And Christina just put these little people doing like a embarrassed looking face, like, I don't know. You guys can see it. Now, I know you guys loved my dramatic readings of Britt Andrews' book, so I'm upping my game a little, and I'm going to bring you a dramatic reading of a Facebook post Christina made in a group called Kentuckiana Authors. Help a fellow Kentuckiana author / editor / coach? I haven't had to post something like this in many moons, but 'tis what 'tis. If you have a final draft manuscript and you're looking for a professional, skilled, and experienced editor to not just fix your typos, but help turn your story into a best-selling book, I humbly throw my hat into the proverbial ring. I've been a pro book editor and author coach for almost 20 years, and my client roster is filled with award winners, bestsellers, and career writers earning 5, even 6 figures in book sales revenue. So then why am I posting this hire me plea that typically only inexperienced and/or unqualified editors put up, and to which basically no one ever responds? It isn't because I can't get clients any other way. This is a unique situation, and I'm simply looking for one indie author who needs a kick-ass editor because I need a kick-ass client, and maybe, just maybe, we can help each other. Typically, I work off a 4 to 6 week waitlist, and I have since about 2020. But earlier this month, I did a sample edit for an author, fell head over heels in love with his Tolkien-esque fantasy novel, and quickly sent him an offer. He excitedly accepted most immediately. And that's when the rainbows, sunshine, and unicorns disappeared. It took from October 4th to October 14th to finally pay the invoice I sent him day 1, as is my standard onboarding process, right along with my editing agreement. He paid it via ACH, my least favorite option, which does typically take up to 2 to 3 days to hit my bank account. But then October 16th, 17th, 18th rolled around and still no money. My bank manager couldn't even tell there was really any transfers pending or on the way. Of course, I was patient with him and understanding, and to be totally fair to him, he never was rude, and I did feel like, most times, he genuinely felt bad about the delay. But as the days dragged on, my patience wore thinner, and my blood pressure slowly began to climb. The eventual final word from his bank was that the money would be here this past Wednesday, for sure. And we wouldn't be here now if that's where the story ended and the money hit my bank. Apparently, there was some massive banking infrastructure meltdown this week. I still don't understand, but that basically made everyone get paid late or not at all. And in our case, the money reverted back to his bank. Holy Moses! After half a day yesterday spent back and forth via chat with him, trying to explain why this actually is a massive inconvenience for me, as it would be any service provider, I argue, because every day I hold a client slot and don't book any other clients and don't get paid by the pending client, that's money literally being flushed down the crapper. But then he forwarded the email from his bank manager promising the money absolutely would be here Friday, October 24th. That's today. And what do you think happened this morning when I checked my account? You guessed it. Right about that time, he messaged me, and again, to his credit, he was highly apologetic, and I'm sure he did feel badly. But it was becoming clearer and clearer that he still didn't empathize with why I would even be slightly frustrated, not to mention now somewhat suspicious, when for the first time in my 2-decade career, I still haven't received my fee. 15 days after the new client sign-on. Long and very sad story short, I finally had to draw a line in the sand this evening, and I respectfully and nicely told him I knew it wasn't his fault, other than the continuous dragging of his ass, and 1 to 2 day delays between every single email. But there was just no way on earth I could hold this slot past today, let alone what he was asking, which was for me to wait 4 more days until Wednesday when the money really will be there, I promise. These past 2 weeks have been unlike anything I've ever experienced as a business owner. I lost time, I lost work, I lost money. My editing calendar is jacked all to hell, as is my budget. And as much as I truly wanted to work with him, the fact that he never could grasp why this had become so stressful for me to the point that I had to put up a boundary and part ways amicably only served to validate my decision to walk away. Sorry for the novel-length post. I didn't intend for that to happen. LOL. My point was to give you the one and only reason that I'm just a girl standing in front of a group of authors, asking them, at least one, to hire me. But seriously, I need to get something nailed down yesterday to make up for all that wasted time and lost money. So help me help you. As any legit editor should, I always do free first chapter sample edits for an author interested in seeing what real, experienced, skilled, and professional editors can do for them. And I have time this weekend to do 2 to 3 max in hopes of nailing my next client success story and putting this nightmare behind me. Lastly, I'll sweeten the pot for anyone reading this still, who is still teetering on the fence. The first 3 authors to click the link at the bottom of this post and upload their sample pages will get my standard 24-hour turnaround sample edit, line, copy, and dev content. Plus, if we match up, we get to the proposal stage. We'll get 20% off my already affordable rates, which are lower than those currently recommended by the Editorial Freelancers Association. That's just my way of thanking anyone who wound up reading this entire diatribe and cry for help. Thanks for anyone who does reach out. Posting this has been a bit humbling for me as a veteran editor who hasn't had to beg for work in many years. So if nothing else, thanks for the chance to vent this out. I work alone, I live alone, and I have no friends. I really needed to get that out. And then she links a Google form and a picture of her like this. So in that novel she wrote, there are no less than 4 lies that I have irrefutable documentation proof of. Since she listed a Google form anyways, how could I resist checking it out and seeing what kind of weird stuff she's asking people for? So yeah, free sample edit submission form. If you're interested in receiving a free same-day sample edit from seasoned professional book editor Christina Kaye, please fill out the below form in its entirety. You will receive a response with your sample edits within 24 hours of receipt. Same day, yet she's so busy she barely has time for a new client, but she can do this the same day. Okay? Please note, submitting for a free sample edit does not guarantee a slot on Christina's calendar, nor does it mean she can or will take on your project. The purpose of a free sample edit is twofold: to demonstrate for you what professional, high quality, and skilled editing can do for you and your book, as well as to show Christina your work, so she can determine if she is the best editor for your project. In the event she does not feel she's the right editor for you, she'll do her best to send you at least one good referral, but if she does believe she's the right editor for you, you'll receive a proposal from her along with your sample edits. And then she asks for your email, your real name, your pen name if you have one, your phone number, your most active social media account, your phone number again for some reason, and then the title of your manuscript, what category, and what genre, which is funny because she's, you know, you can't check more than one, and she probably did that on purpose because, like, you can't write in multiple genres at the same time. Remember? Like, that's what she told someone earlier. So, you know, okay, most of that was boring, but it's just those little things here that make her seem so unprofessional, like, from the jump before someone even has a conversation with her. Ready for some more false and FTC non-compliant claims? Just this morning, as I'm filming this, she makes yet another desperate post while making some outrageous declarations. So this is just one with her doing, like, we know she does, and there's text on the screen. So it says, sometimes I wish my next wildly successful coaching client would just hurry up and DM me already so I can help them grow their fan base fast, successfully launch their books in less than 4 months. and become a 6-figure best-selling indie author, like all my clients since 1/1/20. And the caption itself says, keep reading if you want to know the secret to indie success. Every single indie author who has hired me, completed my program, and actually followed the strategies I gave them has had a successful book launch. Every single one. They've earned back their investment in my fee. They've become bestsellers. They've built real reader followings, not just views. And collectively, my clients have generated over $1 million in book sale revenue. That's what happens when talent finally meets strategy instead of guesswork. If that sounds like the kind of results you dream of, go straight to my inbox now and DM me the words, "I'm next." You will get your first free session 50% off my fee. Pick your pay plan, good only through 11/30/25. And this has 7 likes and 3 comments. You literally can't make this type of claim. She, is small potatoes, but she could potentially face hefty fines if people were to report her. The last thing I want to show for this video is just a small part of a reel she posted, but I just found it kind of funny.
If you're an indie author and you want to make sure you are not scammed to the tune of $5,000, $10,000 or more, you've got to watch this video, because today I'm exposing one of the biggest frauds and scams that are taking advantage of unsuspecting authors on a daily basis. These websites are popping up everywhere.
Oh, the irony. So that's where we are with Christina Kaye. She really is just always giving me something to talk about, and I appreciate you guys trudging along through it all with me. So for today's Indie Author Spotlight, let me introduce you to Jade Musto, a disabled queer author living in England who writes predominantly cozy fantasy focusing on queer joy. They are also an advocate for the invisible disability community and try to educate others on things like fibromyalgia and hypermobility. They currently have a completed fantasy duet out, The Blessed and the Cursed and The Shadow of Nature, which is a cozy fantasy following the story of Blossom, a boy born blessed with the power of nature's deities, and Asher, a prince born with a curse known as a death mark. The first book in the series, very much a romantasy. However, the second book leans more heavy into pure fantasy as the stakes are raised beyond, will the main characters get together to how will they save the world. So down in the description, I will link Jade's social media as well as where you can purchase their books if they sound like something you'd enjoy. Indie authors are a vital part of the bookish community, so try to support them however you can, even if that just means a follow on social media. If you'd like to be featured or have someone you'd like to nominate, there are forms down in the description for you to do that. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you would. Make sure to check out my Bindery page if you'd like to support me over there, and I'll see you in the next one.